Hi, everyone, and welcome back to English for Everyone. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Ethan. Today we're diving deep into a topic that affects everyone living in a big city: transportation.
Right, we're going to share our very different experiences getting around San Francisco. I'm someone who drives everywhere, and Ethan, well, he's basically married to public transportation.
Ha! Married to public transportation. I like that. It's true though. I haven't owned a car in over 5 years.
5 years? Wow, I can't imagine that. Lauren, tell everyone about your typical day and how you get around.
Ethan, tell everyone.
No, I'll start. So, my morning routine is pretty simple. I wake up, grab my coffee, and hop in my car. My commute to work takes about 25 minutes if traffic is good.
If traffic is good,
Exactly. That's the key phrase. If traffic is good. During rush hour, which is basically from 7 to 9:30 in the morning, it can take me an hour, sometimes more if there's an accident on the Bay Bridge.
an hour? That's brutal.
It really is. But here's the thing. I love the freedom. I can leave whenever I want, I can take any route I want, and I can blast my music as loud as I want. Plus, I can carry all my stuff, my gym bag, my laptop, groceries, whatever.
I get that, but what does it cost you? I'm really curious about the actual numbers.
Oh gosh, let me think. My car payment is $300 a month. Insurance is about $150. Gas is probably $200 because I drive a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then parking. Downtown parking can cost me $30 for just a few hours. If I park at a meter, it's like $4 an hour. So probably another $200 a month just for parking.
Wow, so you're looking at about $850 a month?
Yeah, and that's not even counting maintenance and repairs. Last month, I had to get new tires. $400 gone, just like that.
That's exactly why I gave up my car. My monthly Muni Pass costs $81. That's it. That gives me unlimited rides on all the buses and trains within San Francisco.
$81? That's incredible. But tell me about your typical morning. How long does your commute take?
Well, I walk about 5 minutes to the bus stop, then I take the 38 bus for about 15 minutes, then I transfer to BART for another 20 minutes. So door to door, it's about 45 minutes.
That's pretty consistent, right? Like, it's always 45 minutes?
Usually, yes. The great thing about public transportation is that buses and trains don't get stuck in traffic the same way cars do. BART has its own tracks, and many buses have dedicated bus lanes.
That's true. I'm always jealous when I see the bus flying past me in the bus lane while I'm stuck in traffic.
Right. And here's something I really love. I can read, listen to podcasts, or just relax during my commute. You can't do that when you're driving.
That's a good point. I'm always stressed during rush hour because I have to concentrate on driving. But what about when the buses are late or crowded?
Okay, you got me there. Sometimes the buses are really delayed, especially when it's raining. San Francisco drivers seem to forget how to drive in the rain.
Haha, so true.
And yes, during rush hour, buses and trains can get really crowded. I've been on buses where people are practically sitting on each other's laps. It's not comfortable.
See, that's what I hate about public transportation, the lack of personal space and the unpredictability.
I understand that, but I've learned to adapt. I use apps like City Mapper and Transit to track buses in real time, so I know exactly when my bus is coming and I can plan accordingly.
Those apps are pretty amazing. What about other transportation options? Do you ever bike?
I love biking. San Francisco has been adding more bike lanes every year. I bike to work probably twice a week when the weather is nice. It takes about 30 minutes and it's great exercise.
But those hills, San Francisco is so hilly. Doesn't that make biking really hard?
Yeah, the hills are intense, but you learn the routes that avoid the steepest hills. And honestly, after a few months, your legs get stronger. Plus, there's nothing like coasting down a big hill. It's like a roller coaster.
That does sound fun. What about those bike share programs? The ones where you can rent a bike for short trips?
Bay wheels, yes. I use them all the time. It's perfect for short trips, like if I want to go to the grocery store that's too far to walk but too close to justify taking the bus. It costs about $3 for a 30-minute ride.
And what about those electric scooters that are everywhere now?
Oh, Lime and Bird scooters. They're fun, but honestly, I think they're a little overpriced. It's like 50 cents just to unlock the scooter, then 25 cents per minute. A 15-minute ride can cost you like $4.
Wow, that adds up quickly. What about walking? I know you walk a lot.
Walking is probably my favorite way to get around for short distances. San Francisco is actually a very walkable city. Most neighborhoods have everything you need within a few blocks. Restaurants, shops, cafes.
I wish I walked more. When I drive everywhere, I miss out on seeing the neighborhood details.
Exactly. Walking lets you discover little shops and restaurants you'd never notice from a car. Plus, it's free and good for your health.
Let's talk about the environmental impact. That's something I feel guilty about sometimes.
Yeah, cars definitely have a bigger environmental impact. Even if you have an electric car, there's still the manufacturing process and electricity use. Public transportation, walking, and biking are much better for the environment.
That's true. I've been thinking about getting an electric car, but they're so expensive.
They are pricey. What about weekends? How do you handle recreational trips when you need to go outside the city?
That's where having a car really shines. Last weekend, I decided I wanted to go to Napa Valley for wine tasting. I just got in my car and drove. No planning, no schedules, just freedom.
That does sound nice. For me, weekend trips require more planning. If I want to go to Napa, I either rent a car or take a bus tour. Renting a car for the weekend costs about $150 with gas and insurance.
But you only pay that when you actually take the trip, right? I'm paying for my car every month whether I use it or not.
Exactly. And honestly, I probably take those kinds of trips only once or twice a month, so it's still way cheaper overall.
Let's talk about some uniquely San Francisco transportation options. The cable cars, for example.
Oh, cable cars. They're iconic, but honestly, they're mainly for tourists now. They're slow and expensive, $8 for a single ride. I only use them when friends visit from out of town.
Same here. What about ride shares like Uber and Lyft? Do you use those much?
I use them strategically, like when I'm carrying heavy groceries or when I'm going out at night and don't want to wait for the bus in the dark. But they're getting really expensive. A trip that used to cost $10 now costs $20 or $25.
I use them too, especially when I don't want to deal with parking. Like when I'm going to a baseball game at AT&T Park, I'll take an Uber instead of paying for parking and dealing with the traffic after the game.
Smart. So it sounds like even though we have different primary methods, we both use a mix of transportation options depending on the situation.
That's so true. I think the key for anyone living in a big city is being flexible and choosing the best option for each specific trip.
Absolutely. And for English learners listening to this, transportation vocabulary is super important. We've covered a lot of key terms today.
Let's do a quick vocabulary recap. We talked about commute, which means the regular trip between home and work. Rush hour, which is when traffic is heaviest. Public transportation, which includes buses, trains, and subways.
We also mentioned rideshare services like Uber and Lyft, bike lanes, bus lanes, and transfers. That's when you switch from one bus or train to another during your trip.
And don't forget surge pricing, which is when rideshare prices go up during busy times, and walkable neighborhoods, which means areas where you can easily walk to shops and restaurants.
Perfect. That's all for today's episode of English for Everyone. Thanks for listening to our transportation discussion. We hope it helps you understand how people get around in big American cities.
Next week, we'll be talking about food and cooking, another topic where Ethan and I have completely different approaches. I'm a takeout queen, and Ethan loves to cook at home.
It's going to be a fun conversation. Until next time, keep practicing your English. And remember, there are many different ways to express yourself, just like there are many different ways to get around the city.
See you next time, everyone!